while ago, I had the most original idea of posting a video about my attempt at drawing portraits, but in my style. So I went onto my Discord server to ask if any of my friends are willing to submit selfies as my reference photo. Not long later, my friend Sam replied. And I was like, great, job sorted. But I celebrated too soon. This was the first photo Sam sent, and I was like, bruh, what am I supposed to do with this? So Sam sent another selfie for me, and this one was much better. I'm not a pro at drawing portraits myself, especially dudes. So although this video can be a tutorial at drawing portraits, it's more of a how to approach drawing portraits kinda guide. Okay, so here's two main points on choosing decent reference photos to draw portraits. First and foremost, you want a photo where the subject has decent angles, so their face shows well-balanced proportions. Basically, you want their face to be as flattering as possible. Next, you want good lighting. This will not only help you visualize your subject clearly, but you can also practice painting shadows and highlights on your art piece. Basically, everything that's not this photo. There are some small things you should bear in mind when choosing the reference photo as well. There are some features that might not translate well into anime, such as really slicked back hair and smile lines. Also, you don't want anything weird that's difficult to deal with. For example, the face paint here. Alright, so now that you've chosen a decent selfie, let's get to drawing. Before starting any drawing, I always like to lay out my rough shapes just so I know where everything goes. I usually do this with a blue sketch pencil. I'm not going to be super accurate with my lines here because we will. In this step, I'm adding the facial features and general details in. You can use as many new layers as you need for this, so you can focus on certain sections such as the hands or eyes. Also, it's okay to jump between steps, just like how I'll be doing in this time lapse. There's bound to be something you didn't notice in the first place, or a certain portion you want to focus on immediately. My advice for drawing/painting portraits in general is that you don't need to draw everything you see in the photo. For example, the smile lines, the teeth, and the tear trail. They don't really look good in anime or semi-realism. If you want your portrait to really resemble the reference photo, I'd say the eyes is the most important aspect to focus on, because as they all say, the eyes are the window to the soul. Apart from the eyes, you want the face angles to match because it is what dominates the canvas. Next, I lower the opacity of my rough sketch, make a new layer, and go over the rough sketch with a brown sketch pencil layer. I like to lower the opacity of the rough sketch so that the old layer isn't completely distracting. I'm cleaner with my line art because this will be what I'll go off my painting of, and later I will merge this layer with my basic color layers, so it does need to be relatively clean. Now that the sketch is done, it's time for coloring. I like to create a new layer underneath my brown sketch layer and lay out the most basic colors there. Afterwards, on the same layer, add in your shadows or contours. My tip here is to go simple and to not overcomplicate. This is something I still have trouble with. You don't need a gazillion different shades on your portrait, especially if you're painting semi-realism. Then, after when I'm satisfied with my basic colors and shading, I like to merge my line art layer and basic coloring layer together. I'd say blending is a very satisfying part of digital painting, and I mostly use this brush on Krita to blend. Occasionally, you might lose some definition after you finish blending, in which case you'll need to go over those parts again. Take your time with this part. juicy details. Normally, I love painting hair reflections, but this time it was the complete opposite. I'd say this part was the most frustrating aspect of the painting, and it almost made me want to give up. I think it's mainly due to the hairstyle. It doesn't look that great in anime. It's time to add the other juicy details on the eyeballs, lips, and nose. I've tried this new thing where I add these skin triangles on the eyelashes, and I do think it looks great. They look really good on downcasted eyes. I think I'm going to use more of these in the future. Okay, so this step is optional, but I decided to add in the lighting because of the first reference photo, and I think this was another great decision. I think it changed the entire vibe completely. So to create said vibes, first you need to create a new layer and then change the properties to multiply. Pick a neon color and go crazy. Afterwards, I thought to myself, I want some dramatic lighting, I want that glow effect. So to do this, I created a new layer and changed the properties to luminosity. Then I played around with the colors. Once I decided what I actually like, and here is the final result. Do let me know what you think and what I should draw next. I appreciate you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that fun stuff. See you next time.